I'm Anthony, and this is Dynamic Buzz. Right now I'm at Gym City Comic Con with Darryl Banks. He was the original artist behind Kyle Rayner, the fourth Green Lantern, correct? Or the fourth Earth Green Lantern. Something. Yeah. There's another guy.
Cosplay competition is about to begin. So keep your eyes open as the participants make their way around.
Lots of cool things happening at Gym City.
Okay.
Corner over here, section 201, where we're going to do the judging back.
And it keeps going on.
Yeah, he pauses for a second and keeps going.
Taking place tomorrow.
You have to get it like real close.
It's like a whisper.
So anyway.
So, what do you think about Kyle Rayner right now? Like, when you first drew him, did you think that he was going to go on to be this big of a character in the DC?
No, not at all, because this was the 90s, and, you know, Image was in full swing, and a lot of characters were literally just here today, gone today, and it's one of those things, I'm glad he's still around, but I'm surprised it's been a while. He's still alive.
Yeah.
They haven't killed him off or turned him into something weird. So yeah, very glad about that.
Was there any inspiration for making him the fourth, or making him look the way he did, or even like coming up with him?
The reason his look was so unique and so different was that was the mandate that the editor had, is that he had to look different. He had to really stand out from what we'd seen in the core up until that point. And they really just said, they turned me loose and said, see what you can come up with. So he went through a lot of different designs before we settled on that. Now remember, this is the 90s, so utility belts and all that was everywhere. And so at one point he had a crazy looking idea, but my editor goes, we want to keep it simple because that still fits into the Green Lantern feels. That it's got to feel sleek. And he said also, if you keep it simple, you'll thank me later because you're going to have to draw this character over and over again. And he was exactly right. And now, even though I was working for DC, I always grew up a Marvel fan, and one of my favorite Marvel characters, especially at the time, was Sunfire. And I loved his crazy mask, so I thought, well, if I can kind of incorporate some elements from Sunfire into Kyle's mask, that's why it kind of looks kind of like that, especially with that, almost looks like it's really covering his nose. Well, that's where that comes from. But one of the last things that got approved was the symbol. At one point, this symbol was going to be the classic Green Lantern symbol. I thought, well, we've gone this far, let's take it another step further. So I submitted this design, and they were kind of like, well, maybe we'll think about it. They weren't really feeling it, and I thought, well, Kyle doesn't say the oath, so I thought, let me imply the oath by splitting the logo in half, so it looks like a moon and a sun. That's why it's bright as day, black. So that's why that looks that way. And then after I kind of sold him on it, then that's how that came to be.
Awesome. All right. Well, that's it, everybody. Darryl Banks.
I'm Darryl Banks, and this is the Dynamic Buzz.